right, guys, here we are. Now, if you want to check out this video before we get into it, you're going to want to go to YouTube. You're going to want to jump over to Ultimate Reloader, and you're going to want to come down to the AMP Mark II DB and ramp bipod. Now, we are going to be doing both of these, but my main focus is the AMP, so I'm pretty excited about it. But I have seen this ramp bipod, and it looks pretty sweet, actually. So let's go ahead. Let's jump in. Let's check out this video.
Hey guys, Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. We're here at the 2024 SHOT Show at the Annealing Made Perfect booth, talking with...
Oh, sounds like Gavin's voice is going away. I think maybe he's been out here shooting 100 videos for the SHOT Show. Now, my goal for 2025 is to get somebody to help me get to SHOT Show. Vegas is an hour flight for me. I will literally jump on a plane, last minute notice. I have camera gear. I'll be a media person. But yeah, I really want to get into SHOT Show 2025, and I'm very excited about this product. Now, I do have the AMP Annealer. I have the 2nd gen, and works great, does exactly what it needs to say. So I'm excited to see what these updates are here.
How's it going, Matt?
How's it going, Gavin? All good.
Really good to see you here at the show. We got 2 products we're going to talk about, one with an update and one that's all new. Take it away, Matt.
So what we've got here for 2024 is a revision to our already very popular Mark II annealer. We decided to basically bring it into the 21st century with its interface. So what we've got here...
The thing I like about this, and we're going to get into this, is they 100% did not have to do any improvements on this. There's not really anybody in the market that's competing with them. This product is pretty much the best annealer on the market. If you're looking for accuracy, if you're looking for consistency. So the fact that they even went ahead and they said, hey, we need to stay in front of the curve is great. And we've seen a couple companies that did not do that, and they got a little bit of egg on their face. And so I'm glad to see that they're keeping such a high standard there.
It's a touchscreen, and one of the main benefits with the touchscreen is that you've got a database. I'll just do a quick demo here quickly to show you how it works. A lot of key features like our auto run you can access straight from the run screen.
Nice.
So I've already got this set up for some 308. It's got the automatic detect and anneal mode on.
So this isn't a great angle. Hopefully he'll switch angles, but if you didn't know this, the current model does not have a touchscreen. So this is very cool that they went ahead and they updated the software, they updated the hardware that's on the screen, that it's touchscreen now. I like that a lot, especially like, I mean, I don't really mind the buttons, but touchscreen, it's a next level thing that they did to improve something that didn't need to be improved already. So that's pretty amazing.
You can put the case in, it detects the case, you can see the graphic comes up, it starts annealing it.
Nice.
And now
I like the animation, by the way.
Yeah, the animation is freaking sweet. It shows you that the thing is in there, shows you that it's aligned, it shows you that it's actually working. I believe there'll be a little thing that shows you that it's done.
Yeah, we literally just got that ready for the show before we came. So, okay, I've just annealed that 308. I'm just going to turn the auto run off. Now, the main thing is we've got the database.
Yep.
So we can come back here. Yeah. So we come in here. So if I've already saved a setting previously, I can go into run, I can go into database, and I can load any of these cases that I've saved previously.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, keep in mind that like it does already save your settings, sort of, not like this. It doesn't look as nice or whatever, but like the setting I have for 6.5 Creedmoor, it's in there, it's saved. I just turn it on and I can start annealing. I verify the codes is the same just in case, but yeah, it's in there. So this is nicer. I don't know if that they mean that it's like better laid out or whatever, but it has this database and that's pretty cool.
Name them what I want. So in this case, I've got 308 FC. If I wanted to anneal my 223 normal, for example, I just scroll until I find it. There it is. I can load it, and I'll change the pilot out, and now I'm annealing my 223.
So I think what this is I think it was in the systems already. Like they sort of had like this number correlates with this sort of reload, and now they're saying, okay, we're taking like specific, like we know like probably like 6.5 Hornady 147 brass that's in there. or Hornady brass, right, for 147s, the bullet, but Hornady brass is in there, Lapua brass for 6.5, right, or whatever. So that's pretty neat that they have that. I always wonder though for Wildcat cartridges, like what people are doing for their annealing, if they just go with, you know, like for instance, if you have a 6.5 and you're neck it up to 7mm, are you going 7mm on your annealing? Are you staying 6.5 for whatever they suggest? I don't know if it matters really. Maybe more seasoned pro could let me know in the comments.
Norma.
Nice.
It's that quick. So just to go back, you know, I've got my 308 and now I'm back to my 308.
I love it.
If I want to find a setting, just like I would do with a Mark II, I'll go into my analyze.
Also, I'm going to mention that if you're not like super familiar with this product, and I just noticed the big backdrop in the back, for me, like the number one reason, besides the fact that it's like really, really great, all the pros use it, things like that, I really did not want to be doing flames in my house where my, you know, reloading stuff is. I really did not want some accidental, something blowing up, something catching on fire. This thing is contained. There's no, you know, I assume there's some sort of heating coil on the inside. There's no flames, there's no gas or anything like that. So that was big for me. And then obviously the guesswork, the timing, things like that. If you looked at like these other systems that do annealing, for most people they're great and they're sort of work, but I just don't think you can always get the same consistency on them. I'm not entirely sure. So that's just my take on it. But yeah, the no flames was huge for me.
I'll tell the machine what pilot I've got in, so in this case 11. And then for 308, the suffix here is B. This is all on our website. So now I'm ready to analyze a case, put it in, start the analysis. That's now heating it up to where it detects the melt point. It'll apply that formula and work back from there to give you the right setting.
Yep.
Okay, so that's now done.
I guess it doesn't matter if how you're gonna neck it up or things like that. I would think it doesn't matter. I could be wrong, but I mean, if it just, I forgot that it does the analysis on it and then it just sort of determines like what the heat point on is and it goes from there. So maybe it doesn't matter.
There's a sacrificial case which comes out. And now I've got my setting, I can save it. So if I click save here, I've got a keyboard, I can name it, save it whatever I want. I've already saved it, so I'm not going to bother with that. Key features with the touchscreen. So we've got, in order to pass electrical safety and EMC, which we've done, we've got a lot of enclosure design around this, which isolates it, but a benefit of that is it makes it user replaceable. So if in the event in the future you damage the screen, you drop a case on it, whatever, I mean, it's pretty robust, it shouldn't have a problem anyway with that. But in the event that you have a problem with the screen, you can take the label off, you can access the screws, you can take off the...
That's really nice. I worry about that sometimes, damaging screens of stuff that I own. And a good example of this, I was walking with my Mac laptop in the hallway. I caught the wall just at the perfect angle where it destroyed my screen. And it cost me almost $1,000 to replace that screen. I don't walk around with it anymore like that, but a lot of the shooting stuff is really expensive and I do worry about damaging it and not taking the best of care of it, and I try to do that. So it's good to know that if it is damaged, instead of having to buy a whole new system, you can just replace that screen.
Surround covers, and then you can remove the old LCD, put a new one back in. You don't have to ship it back to us. We can send you the screen and you can do it yourself. It's very straightforward.
Nice.
So yeah, and then you put a replacement label back on that we can ship to you. So we've tried to make it future-proof as well.
Yep. Yeah. What I like about this is you don't have to get your phone out. You don't have to have a companion.
It's all on the machine.
It's like it's built right in.
Yeah. And another minor change we've done here is we've changed the USB update port to a USB-C. Just it's more common.
Yep.
Now people are
very minimal, but I mean, even Apple didn't want to do this, right? So they did the initiative, which is great.
I've got a Mark II. Can I upgrade it to this? Unfortunately, no.
I know this is irrelevant, but I honestly think I had those same glasses as Gavin does. Just that color on the top really reminds me of a pair I used to have.
There is a completely different circuit board in here to run the graphics and the processor and everything. The only two parts that are the same are the inductor itself, which is straight the same as the Mark II, and the fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sell your Mark II to your friend and then buy the Mark II GB.
Functionally, the Mark II and this are the same in terms of the quality of the annealing doesn't change. It's still 17 Hornet all the way up to 50 BMG.
Yep.
We felt it was time to update the interface to bring it, to the 21st century.
I love it. Okay, so let's talk about pricing and availability.
Right. So. As I said, we have passed our electrical safety and EMC testing. We're waiting on the inventory of the circuit boards and the enclosure and so on to be, there's a lead time with that. So we're aiming around March for the release. But yeah, that depends on when we can get.
It's not bad. I mean, it's February right now. SHOT Show happened right at the end of January. So they're hoping to get these out really, really quick. I'm hoping they mean 2024, not 2025, but that is really, really quick turnaround for this sort of product. I'm sure they've been working on it for a long time, but as a business owner, I know a lot of these things can go. So
these circuit boards and so on. The price, so the Mark II originally was $15.95. We had to slightly increase the price due to the enclosures and so on going on behind the scenes here. We've had to add, $80 to the price. So
that's not bad at all.
Jesus Christ, $80? That's it? Are you kidding me? Legitimately, I thought they were gonna say $200, $300 more, because that's a big improvement, especially technology-wise. $80, that's nothing. In the shooting industry, you're already spending, $1,500, $1,600 on this thing. Like, save for another month or however long it takes you to do that and just get the better version, right? Like, dude, that's awesome. Almost makes me want to sell the one I have and buy this one, but I don't really need to do that, but still.
We tried our best to keep it the same, but we just had to up it a little bit. So yes, $16.75 is the price of the Mark II data bank.
Nice. Okay, so before we wrap up on this side, improvements to the amp press software. Should people be downloading the firmware and going with the latest version?
So the amp press has had its teething issues with some machines.
Okay.
Overall, it's been going very well. Users that have had a
amp press is on, I'll throw a graphic up, but it's on my list as the next thing that I'm going to get. In the next 3 products that I'm going to get, the amp press is on there because it's what all the pros are using, right? I do have the short action custom seating die, but seems like everybody's using arbor dies and they're saying it's better. And I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to do a comparison video, test the concentricity on them, see if there actually is some sort of significant difference. But nonetheless, this is the company that makes it. So they make 2 products that are the best in the industry. One for seating bullets, one for annealing bullets, which is quite impressive that they've been able to dominate that hard.
For a while and haven't updated, really need to update to the latest version of software for both Mac and PC, and make sure that they have the latest version of firmware. That's vital because there have been slight issues with the RAM jamming, and these software updates prevent that. And also, if you've got an older amp press where the upper sensor is, you want to remove that sensor. There's 2 bolts. Remove that, look behind the sensor, and then the bearing needs to be fully in. On some early presses, that can walk out. And you want to, if you have that problem, send us an email. We will send you a fix for that. But you want to just make sure that hasn't happened.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I like that they're being really transparent about that, and they're like, hey, we realize there's some stuff that can happen. Not a lot, some companies don't do that, just no, there's no problem. I have that with my freaking Nissan car. They said that it chips so easily, and they're like, nope, there's no problem. But then I go online and I'm like, why are there hundreds of thousands of threads about how Nissan cars, their paint's crap? So stuff like that really frustrates me. And, for this, which for a lot of people, it's a hobby. And if it's a hobby, you're spending a lot of money on it. That's one thing, right? You really want something you can trust. But then as a person who's trying to get into competition shooting and hopefully get up to the pro ranks, it's mandatory that you have good products. And it's good that they realize they need to put that information out, and they come up with solutions for it. So I love that.
All good.
Good. Okay. You want to show us the new product?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, Matt, what do we have here?
So this was a product that, well, it's a concept that I came up with out of frustration. I've been at the gap grind now, PRS, I've done it 3 times now. I'm a novice at PRS. I don't claim to be any good at it. I've enjoyed it every time I've been there, but one thing that always frustrated me was getting the bipod height wrong. Approaching the stage thinking, okay, for example, it's a downhill, angle, I'm elevated, so I needed a low bipod, high rear bag.
Yep.
So I'm at the stage, I'm ready, I'm going, yeah, shooter ready, understand, okay, let's go, get on there, and then I find, oh no, I've got my bipod too low,
right.
And then I take the bag out, and then I still don't have.
So I originally thought this was going to be for bench and F class, even though everyone uses front rest. I just thought, oh, this is like a way to bridge that, and it still is really, because a lot of people use like those joy pods that have like the rail bottoms that slide back and forth, but the hand system, that's an F class and a bench resting, right, from front rest. So I thought, oh, that's sort of what they're doing here, and I know there's like some other products that do that, but this was really cool. And I actually thought, because I'm waiting on the 70X, and so I still use my MDT bipods on the front. I'm using the adjustable back rider on the back, but I've been told that that's not legal anymore. So I really need to figure out what to do. And this could be a really good solution for that until I can get my 70X, which I don't know. I was told 12 months. And the last time I talked to them, they said 14. And then I haven't really heard. So I'm going to check back with them. Could be 16 to 18 months. I have no clue. But it's gear wise is really hindering me, because with mine, like I hit 9s, I hit 10s, like when wind kicks up, I'm hitting, like I sometimes get really pushed out, which happens to everybody. But then I go on my buddy's front rest and 10, first shot 10. Like my rifle shoots on, but it takes me forever to readjust the back. And if this isn't an elevation problem, like up and down, the adjustable back rider fixed that problem for me. But it's that the rifle will kick like to the left and the right a little bit, or whatever the case, or it'll settle in to the ground. When it does that, I have to adjust left or right, and I can't really do that. And I don't think this solves that problem, but I'm just sort of ranting about what I thought this was.
Depression on the butt to get the barrel up.
Sure.
And so I'm flustered now, I'm messing with the bipod, I'm losing seconds. Mm-hmm. So this concept here I made to prevent that from happening again. So the idea is, if you're behind the rifle and if you find you need to come up, you can just grab this handle and you can come up very quickly.
Nice.
You can look down the scope.
All right. Not only was that sound just completely satisfying, I want to make that my phone ringer. That makes 100% sense. Now, obviously, this would have to be where you're on a barricade. You need to use bipods. If you were having to switch between, being on a bag and then bipods, that's going to be very problematic because it's going to be in the way. But if you know that stage is only on a barricade, this is a game changer. Now, I don't know if this is PRS legal. I would imagine they're not going to put out something that wouldn't be. But nonetheless, that was really cool and really smooth. I think that's pretty nice.
And you can come down, up, you can put it exactly where you want it. And what that means is you have your rear bag set to the exact height you want. You can still adjust with the rear bag, but it means you've got the precise amount of up and down adjustment you need to still be rock solid. Mm-hmm. And what I found especially good with it was when you're on those prone stages where you have time to adjust and mess around before it's your turn to shoot, you can get behind the gun here and you can put the bag exactly where it needs to be, and you can come up to where you want to be aiming on target. So for example, you might have a 900-yard target on the bank higher up than your 500-yard target, and you've got to go up and down like that. And so you can kind of think, okay, I've got enough bag for the long.
Yeah, if you guys aren't super familiar with PRS, they do like you on a barricade, and you might do different spots. So if that's the case, then yeah, that makes sense. But also, sometimes they also make you go at different distances, right? So you might have to drop down, but then shoot up like further at the 500 yards, especially if that's on a hill or something, or if you're shooting down and then you're moving up and you're moving down, the range is moving up or further out and further back. So this makes a lot of sense for that. And this should be blowing up on social media right now, because I think this makes a lot of sense. I wonder where the price point is on it.
I've got enough depression for the upper one, or I'm not quite enough depression, so I need to come up here. Okay, now I've got enough for the upper one, I've still got the lower one, and I can do both very easily.
That's awesome.
And so it's a quick adjustment. We've also got the ability to remove the handle if you need to, so simple bayonet fitting comes off, put it back.
That's really cool. So then you could keep that system on there, still run your bipods. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of any barricades. And then you can just throw it back on for that competition. That was so smart. You can just throw that in your pouch or on your actual tripod and just store it there. That's sweet.
Just a simple bayonet fitting.
I like that.
Currently, this is on an Arca rail setup. We've also got Picatinny and sling mount. It works with any bipod.
The other thing they're not really talking about, and I don't know if this is a functionality of it, but there's a lot of research and shooting out there, and you actually see this in an extreme long range where they have, I think it's called the X-Pod or something like that, where the bipod is extended past the actual stock and chassis, and it gives you a better stability on your rifle. And this is serving as that same purpose. And so even though they're not talking about it, or maybe it's not that same functionality, it should serve that same purpose, and it should create better stability for the shooter with that extended distance out being closer over the barrel than under that stock right there. So I actually think on top of that functionality, it has that benefit as well for PRS shooters, and that's real cool.
With those systems.
Very cool.
So your favorite bipod can still attach to it. And to take it off and on the rifle, very simple. You've got comes off just like you clamp on your bipod. You can take it off, put it back on. So obviously, if you've got a stage where you need a front bag, you can remove it just like you would a bipod. If you want to come down, this red button here, you press the red button, comes down.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now, this is still, as I said, a concept. We're trying to gauge reactions, so thank you for this video.
Yes.
Let's see what people think.
Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. This is called
It's a cool
Lamp,
product.
correct?
I might actually even try to email this link over to them and let them see, but I think this makes a lot of sense. Like if I was to market it, I would definitely see like increased stability because of the extended reach, easy to remove, easy to put on, definitely, high impact, be able to make adjustments. And I would want to show as well, like scenario wise, run videos on this where I'd be like, this is the scenario you would commonly see in competition. This is how you would use it. This is how quick and easy it is to take it off between stages, things like that. But this seems like a win to me. This makes a lot of sense. Now, again, it needs to be out in the world. Actually, I have somebody that could test this out for them. But I think this is a winner at like all their products. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, RAMP, R-A-M-P.
Yep.
I thought of the name first, and then I thought I need to make an acronym that goes with this. So like, Rapid Adjustable Modular Platform.
Nice.
How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds legit.
I like it.
So the price point on this, we're trying to keep it between an upper and a lower price point bipod, so in that zone. So we're kind of thinking around 500 to 600 is the zone.
Okay.
500 to 600. Let me think about that. My bipods from MDT are $800. Then I have to add this on. Then that's an extra $500. We're looking at $1,300. But you could run, $300 like Atlas bipods or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's a pricey little point. But the thing is when you're looking for every little advantage in competition, this could be the difference for winning and losing. Also, I don't know. I mean, weight-wise, it would depend on what sort of hunting you do. But I do think that there's some practicality here on the hunting front, purely based on the fact that, if you put your rifle down and you're really like trying to get the right angle, right? If you're sitting and you have time and whatever, but like this is a quick fix sort of solution when you're trying to get on target for an animal and you want to have an ethical kill. This could be a game changer for that too. Now, you have to account for the weight, and most people who go hunting, they have rifles that are $1,000 to $2,000. So this is a big chunk of that. But I think it could be really successful. And I've heard the disappointment in people's voices when they miss a shot and they don't get that in there, and that's their only shot they get to take. So, is it worth it? That's the question.
Again, depending on the level of enthusiasm, depends on if we can justify tooling, which would like injection molding.
Now, if they want to send this out to somebody to test, I will gladly test this out at bench rest and F-class, because I do think there's some practicality there, especially running the adjustable bag rider on the back. You know, because I like to, if I can, I like to set one of them and then sort of do it, but I would love to test both of these out and see if it makes sense, honestly.
Tooling, for example, and some parts that we can turn into like high quality plastic. Right now, this is actually plastic machined, and we found it to be quite durable. We've still got a lot of testing to do, but if we can get away with that, which we believe we will, that drops the price of manufacture quite considerably. Nice. But you need to have the enthusiasm to do that, right, in the market.
I'm looking forward to trying it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna run this past like some bench rest, F-class, and PRS guys and see what they think. I'll probably throw this on TikTok as well and see what the reaction is over there, because honestly, I think this makes a lot of sense. And for how smooth it runs right now, like you have to sort of think about, is it going to get gummed up and things like that? But for the most part, I think that was pretty nice, especially you throw your own bipods on the front. Now, the thing is, the reason that you're sort of paying so much for like MDT bipods is they're easy to adjust. They're easy to move. You can cant and you can tilt and you can do all of that. But he is right. It is extremely annoying. And I have this problem in bench rest and F-class, so why I think this would work so well there for people who are can't get a rest yet, because it does take forever to get a frickin' front rest. To be able to make that adjustment quick instead of, because it's a little bit easier when you're standing and you're doing PRS. You can adjust, but I'm laying on the ground in F-class, right? Bench is a little easier as well because I'm sitting, but when I'm laying on the ground, it's such a pain to have to get back up, lean over the rifle, pick it up, pull those down. That's why they're not designed for that discipline. But nonetheless, out of anything else I would use, MDT bipods are the best. But for this case scenario, I actually think this would be a huge improvement to my setup and make me more competitive at that level.
We're gonna get a few of them made, get them out there, get them bashed around, see what's good, what's not. We think the design's pretty good at the moment. So this is designed for your F-class, your hunter, anyone who just needs to have that adjustment. It's for F-class, it's like, obviously, I've heard before, hey, not fine enough adjustment. Those, you guys have your systems for that.
Right.
This is for your competition.
That's sort of why I think that with the bag rider makes sense, because the bag rider allows for really, really fine adjustments, but this will sort of get you like, make that adjustment and things like that. I also think that for Palma, which is where you do different, like you do 300 yards, 600 yards, like 1,000 yards, and you have to move between them. Palma shooting would be really great for this as well. And it's still that style, right? You can do it in a bench or F-class style, and you can do it at PRS. It just means that you're moving to different distances, and this would be a great addition for something like that.
PRS, time saving, think it's about speed.
Very cool.
Yeah. And also, this is your gun, by the way.
Nice rifle. It's an ultimate.
Didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I think a lot of people have their preferred builders and things like that, but like I'm still very much open to testing stuff out. It's just so expensive to test, things out unless somebody's willing to, lend you it or, sponsor you or whatever. But something by Ultimate Reloader I think would be really cool. Short Action Customs is another one. I currently use Wolf Precision. I like them. As well as something built by like Cortina and Speedy would have to be like the ultimate for me. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm a nobody in this industry right now. I'm just trying to, build the ranks and get out there, shoot, get better, and help you guys get better. So
Loader full custom rifle.
Serial number 1.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when can people expect to see some updates on ramp?
So we are going to be making a small beta run. We're hoping to get that out. As soon as we get back, we're going to commence production on that. We're going to get that to key people such as yourself. And then we're going to obviously have to wait for some feedback, and that might take a few months. depending on people's availability to use it. And then once we've got that feedback, so probably by the time the touchscreen comes out, we'll have an idea, and we'll be able to update at that stage.
Cool. So we've got Amp Mark II DB with the touchscreen. This is the all-new ramp concept, which I'm very much looking forward to trying. And if you have your amp press, make sure you have your latest firmware.
Yep.
Anything else?
I think that covers it.
Nice. It's been good to talk, Matt.
Yep.
And so let us know what you think. Drop a comment. Do you like the Mark II DB? Do you like the ramp concept? Tell us your feedback.
Same thing here, guys. If you like it, let me know. I'm really interested in this product. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I am waiting for a front rest, but nonetheless, I think there's a lot of use on this, and it would be really cool, particularly when you don't want to, like when I go out in 0 or I shoot at the 300 and I just want to get some rounds done, I want to do some testing. I don't want to lug a big front rest out there. This would be like a really cool option for that.
And wish you really good rest of the show, Matt.
Yeah, same to you.
All right, that concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up.
So, you know, if you guys are a fan or not a fan, whatever, you need to be following that channel. They are the premier top of the line reviewer in the shooting industry. But why don't we jump back over and let's give you some final thoughts. All right, guys, so let's wrap it up. I think these are winners. I mean, we already know that Annealing Make Perfect puts out high quality stuff. I've been praising them this whole time. You would think that I work for them. Their amp annealer, their amp press, their amp mate, all high quality, all amazing. Everybody that's in the top of the industry use them. Now, I understand that not everybody's looking to do that. I understand that not everybody has the budget for that. And I understand that not everybody has the case used for that. But if you do, and you're interested in upgrading your game, that's the way to go. Now, talking about the ramp, that thing is amazing. That thing is cool. Really would like to get my hands on one of those. Wink, wink. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Go over to Gavin. Obviously, I'm doing reaction videos to people's videos, so I don't want to be like where I'm taking over their video. But if you like my input, because that's sort of the point, I'm just trying to help you guys find these people, connect you with them, and then also just give you my input, my insight in what's going on in these videos. And keep in mind, I haven't watched these videos. I watch them with you guys when I do reaction videos. So sort of first take for me as well. That's why sometimes they're a little bit raw, but that's the way I want them. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Get out to the range and take the shot.